Okay, so we've all seen a pool table not too dissimilar from this one. There's chalk smudges all over the cloth and all over the pool balls. There's random junk everywhere, random crumbs everywhere. Maybe it was at your friend's house or the local dive bar who just doesn't clean or maintenance their equipment. And because I'm getting my cloth changed tomorrow, I am going to go ahead and test three different vacuums to test their relative safety on the pool tablecloth and effectiveness. With that being said, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to be conducting this test in four separate quadrants. The first bottom right corner is going to be the Shark handheld vacuum. Left of the spot is going to be the Dyson handheld vacuum, and the top left spot with the most amount of debris is going to be the Shark wet dry vacuum, and the top right is going to be the control. So my opinion on this vacuum is that it is fantastic for a budget option. However, the reservoir gets clogged quite quickly, and if it's blocked off too much, it drains the battery quite significantly. When using the Dyson, however, it does clean the top layer of the cloth really well, but it does not clean off any of the embedded chalk into the cloth, which makes it lose some significant points in my opinion. Alrighty. So this is the Shark wet dry vacuum that I recently got, and I know I'm going to use this one. I'm hoping I can use the wet attachment as long as I don't damage the table. So this is the part I'm a little bit, concerned about because I got this thing to clean the new cloth. And so if this cloth remains okay and unstretched and undamaged, this specific one should be perfectly fine to use on any pool table because my cloth is being glued and stapled. That worked out way better than I thought. Unfortunately, the fact that the hose is so short, and I had to pick it up to use it, minus points, but because it didn't damage the cloth and it feels much cleaner than our other two vacuumed spots, I'm gonna say this thing wins first place. Alrighty, so my original preferred method for doing a deep clean was bouncing back and forth between the hand brush and the small hand vacuum. Moving on to the lint roller, using about 10 to 20 sheets until they came off relatively clean, and then finishing off with my alcohol solution to spray the table down heavily and then use a series of towels to remove as much embedded chalk within the fibers of the cloth as possible and maybe get a little bit from underneath as well if I'm lucky. Even though that the big vacuum can handle the entire cleaning process on its own, I do still like using the hand vacuum and the lint roller in my normal cleaning routine. But when doing the wet vacuuming portion of the cleaning process, I just got to make sure to be extremely careful to leave a small air gap at the bottom of the vacuum head to not stretch the cloth out, because if you allow it to make full suction to the cloth, it will stretch it out really bad. Doing the wet vacuuming works great, but you got to be really careful to not allow the wet mess attachment for your vacuum make full suction contact on the cloth, because I noticed it was grabbing and it was pulling the cloth pretty hard. Or you could just do what I've been doing for forever and wipe it down with a microfiber cloth. The towel has just a little bit of chalk residue right here, but mostly this towel is pretty clean. And just vacuuming that one little spot has all of this blue chalk sludge in the bottom of the wet dry. And when I was messing around with the cloth, it felt like it was brand new clean. It's pretty impressive. So as a final experiment, I put some Sharpie on the table, and unfortunately, I learned that I didn't let it dry long enough because there was some definite fading and bleeding after this experiment. In the next clip that you're about to see, I used the dry attachment to vacuum over the Sharpie to dry it off first, and I gave it an additional maybe 30 or 45 minutes prior to shooting this clip, and luckily, doing this method, none of the Sharpie bled or faded. It did clean a little bit off though, but it did not produce a drastic difference. Alrighty, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, please smash that subscribe button and absolutely obliterate the like button for me. And don't forget those post notifications either. If you have the chance, please leave me a comment telling me what you thought of the video, or just any other opinion in the comment section would be greatly appreciated. With that being said, always practice with purpose. Have a great rest of your day. I hope to see you next time. Stay safe. Bye.